Python is versus JavaScript ===. The Python use of is seems to be similar to JavaScript ===, but not quite. Here they talk about exact instances, this URL. Here, for JS, they talk about equal and the same type, this URL. So can you have two different instances of, say, a string of Bob and have them not return true when compared using is? Or is it in fact the same as ===? I am guessing this is related to strict versus non-strict type languages.
Python part. So can you have two different instances of, say, a string of Bob and have them not return true when compared using is? Or is it in fact the same as ===? Output. Note, in most of the Python implementations, compile time strings are entered. Another example. Output. This is because, small ints, -5 to 256, in Python are cached internally. So, whenever they are used in the programs, the cached integers are used. So, this will return true for them. But if we choose bigger numbers, like in the second example, 300 is 200 plus 100, it is not true, because they are not cached. Conclusion. Is will return true only when the objects being compared are the same object, which means they point to the same location in memory. It solely depends on the Python implementation to cache/intern objects. In that case, is will return true. Rule of thumb. Never use as operator to check if two objects have the same value. JavaScript part. Other part of your question is about ==== operator. Let's see how that operator works. Quoting from ECMA 5.1 specs, the strict equality comparison algorithm is defined like this. If type X is different from type Y, return false. If type X is undefined, return true. If type X is null, return true. If type X is number, then if X is not a number, return false. If Y is not a number, return false. If X is the same number value as Y, return true. If X is +0 and Y is -0, return true. If X is -0 and Y is +0, return true. Return false. If type X is string, then return true if X and Y are exactly the same sequence of characters, same length and same characters in corresponding positions, otherwise, return false. If type X is Boolean, return true if X and Y are both true or both false, otherwise, return false. Return true if X and Y refer to the same object. Otherwise, return false. Final conclusion. We cannot compare Python's as operator and JavaScript's ==== operator, because Python's as operator does only the last item in the strict equality comparison algorithm.
Python's as keyword compares references, and so is about identity, while === does a minimal amount of coercion, and is therefore concerned with equality, at least in the case of primitives, so they are different. As I understand it, things that are concerned with identity are concerned with uniqueness from the runtime's point of view. Do these two variables point to the same address in memory, while equality is concerned with the uniqueness of the contents of the variables? Are these two variables equivalent, regardless of where they are placed in memory relative to each other?
Completely different.
However, note that in this case a condition was true because the compiler is free to return string literals, and thus reuse the same object, and it does do that with small strings. However, there is no guarantee as to when this happens or if this happens at all, and the behavior changes between versions and implementations. A reliable false output should be or anything that actually computes the strings,